Georgia, Kijo. She say, baby, keep rocking. Ali Georgia, Kijo.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope our weekend is starting out really great because mine is starting out well. I'm excited to be here. And it's another episode of our ICT Career Talk. And I am glad that we are able to come out today to be a part of this session. So today we have an amazing speaker with us, which I'm going to introduce once it's time. For now, let's get to meet ourselves. We have about 12 persons now, so while others are trying to join. Let's get to meet ourselves. So please do well to connect with each other. Send in your name, what you do, expectations for this particular session. You can see the theme for this event on my screen. So what are your expectations? Send your name, what you do, your expectations, and a link to your social handle so we can connect with you. We don't want our friendship or our meet here to end here. We want to take it far from here. So please do well to send in your name, what you do, what your expectations for this program is, and a link to your social media handle. So I'll be your host for today's session, and my name is Joy Nkanu. I'm an associate project manager with Bincom Dev Center. What you do, your expectations for this program, and the links to your social media handle so we can connect with you. Thank
Yep. No. All right. Yes.
you. Okay, so we have a good number of participants in this particular session, and I'm surprised that I'm not getting any introduction from anyone. Please do well to send in your name, what you do, your expectations for this program, and a link to your social media handle so we can connect with you. Once again, I'm Joy Kanu and I'll be your host for this session. So, just so that we can proceed, this event is brought to you by Bincom Dev Center, and I will be giving you a brief description of who we are and what we do here at Bincom Dev Center. So, permit me to share my screen. Okay, so this is Bincom Dev Center, and Bincom Dev Center is a multi-location technology, talent development, and solutions platform. We have our locations virtually near you because you can even join our event virtually. We also have our location in Yaba, Lagos State. We have in Ibadan, Oyo State. We have in Kano State, Kaduna State, Ogun State, Delta State, United Kingdom, and we still have plans to expand to as many locations as possible. These are some of the services Bincom offers. We have our Bincom Academy program, which utilizes a Montessori approach in training participants in basic skills needed for the modern technology ecosystem. We also have a Bincom Tech internship, which is designed to enable people at intermediate skill levels gain mastery and expertise over a period of time. We have Bincom Tech apprenticeship. It's an industrial attachment at various skill levels to gain experience and on-the-job training. We have our Bincom community events and projects. One of it is our ICT career talk, which we currently have at the moment. It is geared at giving back to the community and building the tech ecosystem. We focus on informing and exposing the youth to the current technology trends and how to prepare for the future in technology. We have Bincom Lightspace, which provides helpful workspace intended to encourage collaboration and drive innovation in the startup ecosystem. We have spaces that is created and designed for various events like seminars, conferences, and get together. Our other services include the Bincom Global Tech Program. We also have Emigrate Tech Visa, which helps you become globally attractive, helps you build a tech profile and a tech-enabled business. And it is your pathway to relocation and settlement in countries like UK, USA, Canada, France, and many more. Bincom Mentoring Platform is a structured mentoring solution to help mentors and add value to mentees for the purpose of building globally attractive techies. And our Labs by Bincom is a 3 to 6 months pre-incubator program that brings together participants to build a digital technology product which will be used by real life users. And we have our Bincom Tech Career Coaching, which helps individuals to learn their next role faster by offering a combination of coaching, relevant on the job experience, career references, introduction to tech recruiters, hand holding through application and interview process, and much more. If you're interested in any of our services, please watch out for the link in the chat. I'll be dropping relevant link in the chat so you can show indication of interest for any of our service. But before then, I'm going to go over our Bincom Tech, our Bincom Global Tech program, which is a 3 month program, 3 months, 1 to 2 years program, currently done by Bincom Dev Center. So let me share my screen again. All right, so this is Bincom Global Tech Program. It's your solution to launch your tech career globally, and it is a 3 months to 2 years program focused on three key pillars: learn skills, gain experience, gain exposure. If you're interested in this program, please do well to watch out for the link in the chat. I'll be dropping relevant link. This particular program is a forward-thinking initiative that is designed for individuals who aspire to excel in the world of technology. So it doesn't matter if you're a beginner with a passion for coding or an experienced professional looking to upskill. Our program is crafted to meet your unique needs and elevate your tech journey. So why would you choose Bincom Global Tech Program? Our curriculum is versatile. Our program covers a wide spectrum of tech domains, including software development, data science, DevOps, mobile developers to learn from industry experts and seasoned professionals who bring real world experience and insight to the cloud learning. You gain hands on experience through projects, hackathons, and industry relevant assignments that simulate the real world scenario. And then we have our global networking that this program also offers. It helps connect you with fellows to expand your network and open doors to exciting opportunities. Our career support is another package in the benefits from career counseling, resume workshop, placement assistance to help you kickstart or advance your career in the tech industry. Want to join this program or who should join this program. You can be a tech enthusiast, a student or a graduate, one who wants to switch career into the tech industry, IC professionals, entrepreneurs. This program is for you. So please do well to show indication of interest in this program. I'll be dropping relevant link in the chat, so please watch out for the chat so you can if you're interested in our services, you can do well to sign up, register, or show indication of interest, and then we will follow up from there. All right, so we move on to the what we have for today. It's our ICT career talk again, and this particular session we are looking at the topic for this session: accelerating your tech career growth with digital tools. We have an amazing speaker, but before then, let's do a little deep dive into the theme for this section. So, this topic explores how professionals can strategically tools to propel their tech career growth. It emphasizes on the significance of staying updated with industry trends. It also covers top tools for skills development, networking, job search, and many more. Skills developments, you get online learning platforms, coding platforms, virtual labs and simulators, etc. We also have this topic also covers social media platforms where you can build a good social media presence for yourself. We'll talk about online portfolios, collaboration platforms, and many more. So please do well engage as possible. This session is meant to be as engaging as possible. We have an amazing speaker with us, and I trust he is here to answer as many questions as possible. So if you have any question, drop them in the chat, or you can hold on to them until it's time for our question answer session, and then we will call you to speak or ask your question if you have any. So we're supposed to have two speakers for this event, but has something very important to attend to where he works, so he might not be able to make it to the program. But we have one of the speakers which will on. So our first speaker today is Mr. Mutala Baltek. Mr.
Keep working,
Mutala
Alijo.
Baltek is currently the
Alijo,
co-speaker for
jo,
our
Ijo.
today's event and also the principal assistant registrar with Penn Resource University, Gombe. He is currently serving there, and He has a very dynamic background in the higher education sector, and he brings over a good year of experience to the administrative landscape of PRU. So, just a little bit about his professional experience. He joined PRU in July 2021 in time to contribute to the establishment of this esteemed institution as it embarked on its inaugural academic session in October, November of the same year, and as the third private university of the northeastern part of Nigeria. PRU holds a special place in the region's educational landscape. So join with me as we bring up our first speaker, or our only speaker for today's session, Mutala Baltek. Please, sir, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone, good morning. Let me see if I can share my video. Okay, good morning everyone. My name is... Can anyone hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Good morning everyone. My name is Murtala Balte. Once again, I am currently a Principal Assistant Registrar at the Penn Resource University, Gombe. Let me just go a little step backwards to give an overview of my career so far. I've been working in the academic industry, or rather the educational industry in Nigeria for the last almost 18 years. That's almost 2 decades, where I started as an instructor, assistant lecturer 2 at the College of Education in Misau, Bauchi State. From there in 2006, I joined the American University of Nigeria, that is AUN as it is formerly known, which is in Yola, Adamawa State. And I rose up to the position of interim director of admissions and financial aid in that institution. I left AUN in 2021, where I joined Penn Resource University as its pioneer academic secretary and the director of enrollment as well in that institution. The university is currently about 2 years old, and we have successfully established that institution. I started working as a part of the planning and implementation committee of that institution, and I became its pioneer director of enrollment as well as the academic secretary of the institution. Now, just recently, I have been reappointed once again as the substantial director of enrollment at the American University of Nigeria, as well as the director of Abuja Liaison Office of the same institution. I will be leaving as we speak right now. I have already resigned from the Penn Resource University, and I will be joining AUN on the 1st of December 2023. So far so good. That's where a quick, a quick overview of my career so far. As well, before I dwell into that, let me just talk about my education so far. I did my first degree at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University in Bauchi State, which are one of the federal universities in this country, where I studied computer science in my first degree. However, having joined AUN, I switched into management, whereby I did a postgraduate diploma in management in 2013, and I did my master's in business administration with concentration in management in 2019. Having said that, again, I was privileged to be nominated by the United States Embassy earlier this year, whereby I visited 13 universities and colleges that are linked to the historically Black colleges and universities in the United States from the 13th of October to the 4th of November this year. I just recently returned, whereby we tried to establish collaboration between African universities with our colleagues that are linked to historically Black colleges and universities in the United States. So briefly, that's my career so far. I have a first degree in the IT field, and I have a higher degree in the management field. And currently, I'll be starting my PhD in the spring semester of 2024 with the same American University of Nigeria. So having said all this, it will be very, very interesting for me to give an overview with respect to how one can accelerate his or her career growth in the IT sector or the IT industry using digital tools that are readily available to us in very, very many different platforms. Now, I will not go so much in depth with respect to the technicalities in regards to IT and ICT. Initially, we were supposed to be 2 speakers into this event, and my colleague who was supposed to speak along with me has a more in-depth knowledge with respect to the ICT field, because to be candid with you, I finished my first degree in computer science in 2002. And when you look at it, the ICT industry is one of the fastest growing industry in most of the industries of today's world. So virtually a lot has passed through under the bridge since my education in my tertiary education in the ICT industry. However, it is something that we regularly have to, engage with irrespective of your industry. So I'll be very happy to give an overview with respect to digital tools that can help accelerate one's career in the ICT industry. So having said all this, first and foremost, to do justice to this topic, we'll have to...
Huh?
Hello?
You want to follow them?
Hello? I think in order to avoid interruptions, when a speaker is speaking, I think we should mute ourselves so that we don't interrupt the speaker. If that is okay, I think that will help us a lot. So for me to continue, I was speaking about how do we do justice to this topic. In order to do justice to this topic, we'll have to look at some critical points with respect to the topic of today: accelerating one's career growth with digital tools. Now, the keywords in this is the growth. Digital tools are the key points that we need to digest, in depth to understand where we are headed. Definitely, human beings have this penchant to, increase their knowledge, not only knowledge, to increase growth. Growth can be both positively and negatively viewed. If let's take for instance, if someone is sick, if you have a tumor, for instance, giving an example, if you have a tumor growth on your body, as the tumor grows, it is a negative impact to your body. Now, talking about career, if your career is growing, it is positively viewed. So in order to define what growth simply means, it is an instance whereby someone is looked to have increased his or her standing wherever he or she is earlier on. So most of us who started or who finished our respective education and have a kind of dwelled into the working industry, we want to see ourselves steadily growing in whatever capacity we find ourselves. How can we do that? We can only do that by looking at certain indices that can help accelerate. When we say accelerate, it means for you to be moving faster or up the ladder of one's career. So as a human, we naturally are gifted with this, penchant to see we grow, not only grow steadily, but grow fast. So how can one achieve this particular fit in the ICT industry using the digital tools that are readily available to us? No thanks, or all thanks rather, to the internet and the fast growing.
The shit they give us. They're meeting tomorrow. Well,
I think I will have to call on the anchor for this program to ensure that please, whenever someone mistakenly unmutes his or herself, we should quickly, try to put the person back on mute. Else, it will be interrupting the talk. And sometimes when you get interrupted, for you to get back to where you are, some valuable time or the valuable seconds will be lost. So please, to all the participants on today's event, let's try and be conscious of the fact that we keep ourselves on mute, please. So growth can be defined as the fundamental characteristics of positive or negative change in both physical and unseen increment of a substance or part of it, reminiscent of the context one is being viewed or analyzed. So what this simply means is that for you to grow, you can grow and Oluwafatomi, by mistake, I've put you on mute yet again. Please, I will keep on saying it. Let's try and keep ourselves on mute. If you want to speak, you can unmute yourself, please. So having defined what growth is, it is a point whereby one moves positively. In this context that we are talking about ICT growth, we are going to really concentrate on the positive growth of our respective careers in the ICT industry. Now, the synonyms for growth can be looked as progress, development, advancement. Accelerate as well is a kind of fast tracking one's growth. And then we can also look at it as an evolution, how one grows from a particular state to the next. So this is virtually what growth stands for. Like I said, I'm trying to digest two key points from from the topic of discussion today. Now, having said this, standing out is one of the things we, aspire to, achieve in our respective careers. If you grow, you just don't want to grow, you want to stand out in whatever you are seen to do. This is what will make you accelerate your career, so to say, in the ICT industry. Now, there are certain materials available to us today in order for us to grow or accelerate our growth in whatever capacity we find ourselves. This is talking about the digital tools in the topic of discussion today. So what are these digital tools that we are talking about? Digital tools can be referred as DT in a short, which can be referred to as programs, websites, applications that one can easily have access to online, or if you have the software on your system, it can be locally accessed, and so on and so forth. So with these tools readily available to us, other internet and computerized resources can facilitate and enhance the execution of digital processes and overall digitization of our efforts. When I say efforts, I'm referring to whatever we do respectively, either in our industry or our companies, or if you work for someone, how can you really digitalize whatever processes or procedures is being taxed with respect to your responsibilities in that entity. So digital tools can help an individual quest for career growth through collaboration among peers. What are we doing at the moment? We are hooked on using Zoom. Zoom really became so popular during the COVID-19 pandemic, whereby meetings physically being present in a meeting hall or a meeting room to discuss and have collaborations became impossible during the global pandemic of COVID-19. Now, this is when Zoom, it has been in existence before then, but nevertheless, it became even more popular and more used during the pandemic. We have group chats whereby on WhatsApp, whereby we can engage ourselves on WhatsApp groups. We can have video conferences on WhatsApp group. These are all the digital tools that are readily available to us. I got this invitation through my LinkedIn profile, and I think Al-Hassan Bala, one of the persons who worked with Bincom, made the proposal for me if I would be willing to speak during this event. It was done through LinkedIn, and I believe before he was able to extend that invitation to me, he must have had various, he must have looked at various profiles of people on LinkedIn who will fit the bill to make this presentation and so on and so forth. So that goes a long way to say that the LinkedIn profile is also another digital tool that is readily available for us to accelerate our growth. Now, what we are having right now is a two-way thing. I will learn from the participants, and the participants, I believe, will take one or two things from what I have been saying, and to the end of my program, my presentation, definitely I know people will probably take one or two things that they will take home with. So this is another way of utilizing a digital tool, a computerized platform to enhance or accelerate one's knowledge. So these are some of the things that I think it's very vital for us to look into before we can do justice to this topic today. Now, these tools can be used to promote, just like we say, social and professional interactions, cooperative learning, critical thinking. Let me mute Mr. Samuel. Okay, critical thinking, creativity, to mention a few benefits. The tech industry is no exception to, as a matter of fact, the tech industry basically create and produce most of the digital platforms that we take advantage of to increase our knowledge, to accelerate our growth, and so on and so forth. These are basically one of the responsibilities of the tech industry. So the tech industry is definitely no exception. Digital tools do not only facilitate learning and knowledge, it eases the task. What do I mean by easing the task? Easing the task is if we intended to have this forum that we are currently having in a physical nature, whereby we'll all have to be physically present where we are, definitely it will have cost a lot of money for us to do that. We'll have to travel from our respective locations to a particular unison location. We'll have to pay for a hall. We'll have to get projectors, audio visuals, so to say. We'll have to, probably rent a hotel where we will stay. If we intend to use Abuja, it's going to be even super expensive. Flight today from Gombe, where I am, to Abuja is over 100,000 naira, and so on and so forth. So, and then let's try to look at also the time it will take for us to even get to a particular event and then, engage and collaborate in that event. So the time constraint is another issue. So the digital tools makes it not only easy, but it helps to cover a lot of cost for us to do that. Our co-presenter, sorry, not co-presenter, our host for today, she's in Kano. I am in Gombe. Some of us are cut across. Probably there are some that are even outside of the country. So definitely when we look at it, it has saved a lot of time. It has saved a lot of cost. And even the difficulty of getting there is not just about getting the cost of getting there, the difficulty to get to a particular location for such meetings. So digital tools have made our lives easier and has given us all that we need by our fingertips. So this is why I look at the Zoom platform, the LinkedIn platform, where I was found, is a very good digital tools for us to accelerate the growth of our respective careers, especially in the tech industry. So having really done justice to a certain extent with respect to the key points in our topic of discussion today, we will now try to look at I call it the 4 steps one needs to imbibe in his or her culture to ensure that you accelerate your career, not only in the tech industry. Just like I mentioned in the preparation of my presentation today, I was trying to lay more emphasis on the general steps one needs to, imbibe in his or her working culture to ensure that you accelerate your career using digital tools. Not only that, every other available tools around you. So I was emphasizing my presentation on the general, steps, or the general, how do I put it? The general, I'm lost for for the most proper word to describe it. A general, let me go with the word culture to ensure that you accelerate your growth. I was looking at the general perspective rather than just the digital tools in the tech industry, because just like I said earlier on in my presentation, my co-presenter is a professional in cybersecurity, so I thought he will do more justice with respect to the IT industry while I talk on the general. So I'll do my best to dip into my knowledge of ICT to ensure that since he's unavoidably absent today, I will see how best I can also include in-depth knowledge to the best of my ability. Let's not get it wrong, to the best of my ability with respect to the IT industry. So quickly, the 4 steps, I think, is very, very crucial for one to, accelerate his or her career in the tech industry or the general industries, is first and foremost mentorship is key. let's not forget that. I will digest, but I will touch on the four first before I will take each and every topic and give more details with respect to that. Mentorship is a key indices. Then we have technical skills. It could be in the IT industry, it could be in the textile industry, it could be in any industry, whichever industry you find yourself, you must, as a matter of fact, have the technical ability to excel before you can be able to accelerate your career in that industry. So the technical skills to execute what is expected of you is very, very crucial. Then we'll be looking at the third one, which is communication and teamwork. Communication, teamwork, and ethics. Teamwork and ethics. How can you be able to have a very viable teamwork and ethics? It is only possible through communication. So these three are intertwined. Communication, teamwork, and building of that ethics of teamwork. There's a popular saying which says that there is no I in team. If you are trying to spell the word team, there is no I in team. So what that simply means is just a connotation to explain that I is always referred to me, and me, while team is all about collaboration, collaborative work. So, and this is probably the reason why when you are trying to spell team, I is not included in the word team. Probably the British people will have spelled team as T-I-M. Talking about pronunciations and syllabi, talking about those that are in the literature world, probably the pronunciation of team, T-I-M, and team, T-E-A-M, the pronunciation is basically the same, probably. I'm not an expert in literature, but probably it's the same pronunciation if you spell T-E-A-M, T-E-A-M, as well as T-I-M. Probably the pronunciation is the same, but in their wisdom, probably yet again, they felt I should not be in the word team when you are spelling it. So probably there's a wisdom behind it. So this is why some people build the proverb or an adage whereby it says that there is no I in team. So always put it behind your mind. Always put it behind your mind that when you work in any industry, irrespective of whether it's the IT industry, the tech industry, as some people call it, or whichever industry, imbibe the culture of what teamwork. The only way teamwork can excel is through communication and building of that ethic to always communicate and collaborate with your team. So that's the third steps, so to say, to accelerate one's career. Under communication, teamwork, and ethics, you can build a sub topic under that communication, teamwork, and ethics, whereby I call it the soft skills. Soft skills is also talking about what communication. It is only emphasizing on communication and leadership. It is not a technical skill, it is a soft skill. Soft skill meaning it can cut across any industry. Build your communication skills, build your leadership style, and then leadership style can differ from one person to the other, and it can differ from one industry to the other. Probably the engineers communicate less because they are mostly working with their machines and what have you, but still there is a high level of communication irrespective of the industry, but probably higher in some industry, probably talking about journalism. I believe they should be the ones who communicate even more, so to say. So basically, the soft skill is a sub-topic under communication, teamwork, and ethics. I will elaborate further on that. Then the last one is keep practicing. The world is evolving daily. The world changes daily. When I graduated my first degree in 2002 as a computer scientist, back then, I remember when we were in our second year 200 level in I think it was 1998. One of our teachers walked into our office, into our classroom, and that's just said that today I want somebody to tell me what the symbol ACT. ACT, that's what we have on our www.aun.edu. No, sorry, in our emails. Let's take, for instance, my email is m.balti@PRU for Penn Resource University.edu for education.ng. That's my official email address. My personal email address is balti5@gmail.com. So when he walked into our classroom on that day, he just wrote the symbol of ACT on the board and just said, what does this symbol stand for? Guess what? In 1998, only a few of us are aware or familiar with emails. Emails was not popular in Nigeria in 1998, 1997 back then. Only very few people have email addresses and so on and so forth. More than half of the class were not familiar with what the ACT symbol stands for. So this is just to give you an idea of why you need to keep on developing yourself. At the beginning of my talk, I said, despite the fact that my first degree is in computer science, BTech computer science, I felt I will not do justice to the topic of ICT simply because the last time I was in the IT class has been very, very long time ago. We are talking about probably more than 20 years ago. So a lot has happened. When I graduated, there was no WhatsApp. When I graduated, there was no handset. We don't have mobile sets in Nigeria when I graduated. So basically, it implies that a lot has happened in the ICT world that has passed me by, so to say. So I'm only playing catch up, and that's why I felt that my co-presenter would have done more justice, being a specialist in the cybersecurity industry, which is the ICT industry. Nevertheless, one has to keep practicing. You just have to do that. What you know today will have evolved to something else in the next 2 or 3 years. So if you don't keep in touch with the ever-evolving industries of the world, you will be left behind. So in order for you to accelerate your career, you definitely, without a doubt, have to keep practicing, keep improving your skills, and so on and so forth, which you can do with the digital tools readily available to us. So quickly, let me just take a step back and give more details with respect to the ICT, the mentorship I talked about earlier on as the first that I would like to digest. Finding a mentor is one of the most important things you can do in any stage of your career, because if you don't have a high ceiling, a ceiling of what you aspire to become, then your growth will be slow. It's human nature. You have to, for those of us that wants to be the Dangotes of today, definitely you have a mentor, not necessarily a mentor, but someone you are aspiring to become, just like. So talking about wealth, riches, maybe becoming one of the most richest persons in the world, locally in Nigeria, or probably if you are from, let's take for instance, Kano State, you'll be looking at, in Nigeria, you'll be looking at the Dangotes. If you are from Kano, you'll be looking at the Dantatas or the Chachangis. I don't know if they're still as wealthy as they used to be when we were growing up, and so on and so forth. If you are from the West, you'll be looking at the Olumelus, you'll be looking at the Glow owner, his name just skipped me, and so on and so forth. So apart from locally looking at probably you can start from your street where you grew up. Probably there is someone who drives one of the flashiest cars, and then you will aspire, I really want to be as rich as this guy. And then you see, indirectly, subconsciously, you have given yourself a mentor. If you are in the sports industry, probably you'll be looking at the Usain Bolts, even though he's retired at the moment. The most valuable footballers, some people say it's Messi, Ronaldo, some people say it's Diego Maradona, some say it's Pele. Whoever is who you aspire to become, they are greats in their respective fields. So you can aspire to become just like them, and then indirectly or subconsciously you have a mentor. So a mentorship is just about looking up to someone that has really attained a level you are aspiring to reach. So when you do that, every day of your professional career, you are putting in your best, because you know that without your best, you cannot get to the level of that subconscious mentor that you have, rather directly or indirectly fixed as someone who you want to attain his or her level. So mentorship is very, very important. If you don't have direct opportunities at your work, try to create those opportunities and find mentors who will actually review your code. Now, we are coming back to the ICT industry. Let's not forget, I did mention that my steps, 4 steps, is for the general acceleration of one's growth in his or her respective industry. However, in the course of my explanation, I will be chipping into the ICT industry because my co-presenter is unavoidably absent today. So you will have to really look into your industry, someone who is very, very adept with respect to code development, who is he has had maybe developed quite a good number of apps, someone, he may be within the country, or he may be in your street, or he may be far away in China. You can work with someone courtesy of the digital tools we have readily available, like the one we are using currently today. So build that network of not only one mentor. You can have various mentors. You can have mentors in the leadership industry or leadership indices. You can have a mentor in the, a mentor in the ICT industry. You have the Bill Gates and the who have you in that industry. You can look towards the Elon Musk's of today. You can look into a lot of them. Not necessarily them for you to reach out to them, but you can reach out to someone who is within that industry, or who is one of those who work in those industries. So you have to develop that. If you don't take advantage of those opportunities in your respective industry, then you will still be found wanting towards achieving the level your mentor has achieved. So you have to build that and reach out to people in your professional and social cycle. Now, if you reach out to, let's take for instance, one person on LinkedIn, like I was giving an example, I know definitely Mr. Al-Hassan Bala did not only reach out to me. I believe he reached out to quite a good number of persons, and probably, I think when he reached out to me, I was in the US, and our time difference was, I think, about 9 hours on that day. So I couldn't receive his email. Probably I was asleep when he sent the message for me on LinkedIn. I responded, I think, about 12 or up to 15 hours later. So the point I'm trying to make here is that because of our respective locations at that time, we use the digital tool that is readily available to us for him to reach out to me. Now, I believe he reached out to more than one person, probably 10, and at the end of the day, he got the 2 of us who he feels fit the bill for us to give you a talk today. Now, if he had just reached out to one person and just said that's enough, probably he wouldn't have, the event today wouldn't have gone through. So, but for the fact that he have probably reached out to 20 persons, those 20, he was able to get 2 or probably 3 that have responded that they are interested. Probably 6 persons responded, but out of the 6, probably 3 said they can't because of their engagement. Probably it's me and the co-presenter that really said will be interested in giving a talk. So the essence of this example is for you to reach out not to only one person. If you are trying to seek a mentor, it will be detrimental for you to just look at one person. You should be able to look at 3, 4, 5, up to 20 persons for you to send your codes to, for them to look at your codes, and then for them to give you a feedback. If you send out to 20, probably you'll get 2 to 3 or 4 people that will get back to you. You should also make sure that you, when sending this, try to filter, because as much as the internet has a lot of positive, it also has a lot of negatives in it. A lot of negatives. I can say it's in equal proportion. So it's all up to you to filter and be sure that those that you are reaching out to are those that will probably have a higher percentage of getting back to you. So when talking about mentorship, you should always try to ensure that before you have a mentor or somebody you look up to, try to filter and ensure that you are reaching out to people who have the penchant to, give back to the community, or see that they mentor those that are lower, subordinates, to get to the level that he or she has already attained. So always ensure that you filter those that will give you honest feedback on your work. If you just say, let's take for instance, you just created an app and then you posted it on your LinkedIn profile that I have created an app, and you just stopped at that, definitely it may end up being an open close statement, and you get just the few that will even respond will just say congratulations, and that's it. So you see, you have not left your statement open-ended whereby a conversation can be built on it. So let's try to look at it. How about you? How about you saying that I've created this app that does this and that? However, I think if I do this or do that or tweak this and tweak that, it can be able to give me even more. What's your opinion? You see, you have left it open. Yes, it is open-ended, so to say, but it is still open. What do I mean by it is open-ended? I mean, you have already developed the app and you left it on your profile. It is somewhat open-ended, whereby you threw a question of how to make it even better. So I promise you, if I say I have built this app and then posted it on my profile, the best comment I will get is congratulations. But when I say that I've developed this app and it has the ability to do this and that, and I think if I do this or that, it will give me a better output, so and so, you will get more people that will give you their ideas with respect to what you have developed and make it even better. So always ensure that you engage people with even your statement. Give them the room to contribute. And that's when you can have mentors that are readily available to contribute to you developing yourself as an individual or as a professional in your industry. So always give room for evaluation. So that's that. With respect to mentorship as well, don't just pop up on professional platforms and around physically. Take time for you to grow and to build your professional network. Build it, look into people's profile on LinkedIn, not just only LinkedIn, anywhere, even on Facebook, some people have their profiles there. Read people's profile, and this is the best way for you to, filter those that you think can really improve you professionally, positively, to add to that. Then always have the room to accept criticism. If you accept criticism, that is when you always improve. Elective criticism is positive. He probably identifies which haunt you, meaning he couldn't find any criticism, but he just want to, put you down. There are people that are very fond of doing that, just to put you down. Probably you've worked tirelessly for over a year on an app, and after developing it, you thought you have done well, and someone can just wave you off by just saying it's not good enough. We have, I think Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest of all time in the boxing industry, was once rejected in a gym that he's not good enough. We have so many that have been rejected. Bob Marley, one of the best reggae singers of the world, was rejected in the first 2 studios he went to work. Abraham Lincoln, one of the greatest leaders of the United States of America, he failed repeatedly in his quest to lead his people from the lower cadre of political offices until he get to the topmost, and that's where he even was successful. And at the end of the day, he became one of the greatest in the United States. So always accept criticism. Now, quickly, let me mute Chinonso Aneke. Thank you. So quickly, finding someone who has the expertise you need and can help you become a better professional is very good. It can save you a lot of time and make you a stronger professional. Ideally, if you have a manager or senior specialist in your team who can mentor you and you can learn from, it is always a good fit. So this is talking about locally in your place of work or place of learning. You can do that. Also, you can attend networking events both online and offline. This is talking about the digital tools available for you, and connect with other IT professionals in your industry. Read blogs, watch videos. These are all the digital tools available. Read comments. Some of us are just fond of reading the body that has been posted, but in the comments, you get very, very good ideas from the comments. So develop that culture of reading comments of your ALCs, of your colleagues who are on your same level. Some will have an idea that they don't have the opportunity to post, but they can make a comment with respect to a post that strikes your intuition. So always ensure that you take the time to read comments. There are a lot of positives and ideas that you can derive from comments. Communicate with people from your industry so you can better understand current trends in your domain as well as find answers to your questions. These connections can provide valuable insights into one's career development opportunities and help you build a strong professional network. So that's that with respect to mentorship. Quickly, let's talk about what technical skills. How do I build my technical skills to excel or accelerate my growth in whatever industry I work with? So there's something to be said for beefing up your skills and furthering your education. In the IT realms, we have, the digital tools that we've been talking about, the LinkedIns, the coding program softwares. People, challenge themselves. Sometimes people build, there's a group of program writers, those who write programs for games and so on and so forth. And it's one of the fast-growing industries, even in, let me not say industry, part of an industry, even in the IT sector. AI is one of the fastest as well. Cybersecurity is another. In my university, we just introduced cybersecurity as a course, and it was so beautiful when I had listened to professionals in that field that are talking and beefing up the cybersecurity industry. So you need to further your skills. And when I say furthering your skills, there are those that are directly attached to your field, and there are those that are of a general context and perspectives. So now talking about the ICT industry, it's all about coding. How do you develop codes that will serve the purpose of the end users? So this is what you need to really develop, which is the most fastest growing program codes and so on and so forth. During my time when we were in school, it was the C++, but I know right now nobody even talks about the C++ anymore. It's all the Javas, the key programs in the IT industry talking about coding and program writing. So these are some of the things you need to ensure that whether through coding challenges or classes, you develop your code writing ability, particularly if you are trying to make a pivot in your career. It is very, very essential for you to really have the needed minimum skill requirement for you to excel in that industry before you can talk of accelerating your growth. If you don't have the capability, how do you even accelerate the capability? So the first requirement is for you to have that minimum requirement before you can accelerate it to the next professional level. So that's very, very key, talking about technical skills. Now, there are tons of ways to build new skills. You can check with your human resource department if they have any links. Like in my university, definitely we have a digital library, which is almost 99.9% digital. That's not to say we don't have the orthodox hard copy textbooks in the library, but more emphasis is being laid on what digital materials. So check with the library in your institution or organizations. I know that today, in today's world, most organizations also have a library section to ensure that their employees develop their skills in their respective fields. Whether you are an employer or an employee, always ensure that there is this opportunity for continuing education and classics. It's very, very important. Another medium that you can use is currently, as a graduate alma mater of both an alumni of both AUN, an alumnus of both AUN and Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University in Bauchi. We have our groups, and in our alma mater group, you see people posting events, conferences, and so on and so forth. So be involved with your alma mater. If you are involved with your alma mater, there are those that have already graduated way earlier than you and have really made it in their respective industries. You can tap into that. One thing I know for sure is we always try to give back to our alma mater. So the alma mater is another very good, important medium by which, even though it may not be digital, but in most cases they are digital, you can really tap into that to see that you acquire the necessary requisite knowledge for you to, excel, and not only excel, but accelerate you attaining that level you aspire to attain on time or even as fast as you can. So that's another medium that is very, very good. And then we always say, don't forget the old internet. The old internet is, even though it's not very old, but it's a very, very good medium. You can search for anything, and I tell you what, you will always get something back when you search. So put that to use. It can help you to develop your technical skills. So it's up to you to deliver on that. If you put work into expanding your skill set, your employer should take notice. Definitely your employer will take notice, or your lecturer will take note of what you are doing if you are in school, or Even if you are somebody who is self-sufficient, you work on your own with your laptop system and internet connectivity at home, when you are developing as fast as you can and you are making a mark in the industry, even those who are not in the same company or work in the same vicinity with you will reach out to you because you have developed a skill that they are interested in. So that's another very good ammunition for you to take advantage of. So staying up to date with the latest technical skills is essential for career advancement in IT. That's talking about IT. Employers are constantly looking for IT professionals with the latest technical knowledge and expertise. It is important to keep yourself informed about emerging technologies and industry trends. Attend training sessions, workshops, and conferences to keep your technical skills sharp. Therefore, it is important to be interested in new technologies for your profile and to maintain knowledge at the appropriate level. That is very, very important. Now to the third and penultimate step that I developed is communication and team ethics. Even though while I was just mentioning communication and team ethics, I subconsciously gave a lot of details. So probably this will be a little bit short because I've already touched on it to a high extent. Communication is a very important cog, like I mentioned, in all industries, not just the IT and tech industry. In every ramification, it could be your family home. If you don't communicate to your kids, if you are a parent, then there will be a breach. In every ramifications of our professional settings, it is very, very important and very vital for you to communicate, irrespective of the industry. So none prospers. If you are aspiring to accelerate your career, you are aspiring to prosper, a poor communication will be a setback. So you must develop your communication channel. Similarly, to any tech product, there is a whole teamwork in perfect harmony to deliver on every goods. And in order to do that, you have to be able to communicate and work closely with the team. Build that team ethic that I mentioned earlier on. We tend to think that in engineering, probably they communicate less because probably you just deal with your codes. No, even in the engineering industry, no engineer is a solo person. No engineer works on a solo level. You'll have to involve, communicate properly, and that's the only way you can be brilliant, and you can only that can only foster you to a higher height. If you are an A-level programmer or engineer, if you communicate properly, you will become an A+ engineer. That I have no doubt. So if you are a C+ engineer and you communicate properly with your subordinates, your mentors, those that are above you, those that are lower than you, and so on and so forth, it can only augur well for you to become a B+ engineer, and so on and so forth. So it's inevitable for you to ensure that you engage in proper and effective channel of word communication. That's a win-win instances for you if you do that. Collaboration and communication have a compounding effect on an individual's growth professionally and even individually on your personal level. So sometimes we have those individuals that are excellent, but they are shy in communicating. They don't communicate properly, probably out of their nature. There are those that don't talk much, and there are those who can put a parrot to the side because of how effectively they. Sometimes it's not just about talking. Let me just mention that you can talk, you can make mention of 1,000 words, and then very little can be derived from it. And somebody can just mention 100 words, and a lot can be derived from that. So it's not just about talking. It's not just about communicating. It's as well about communicating effectively as well as efficiently. Efficiency, if someone mentions 1,000 words and then a little is derived from it, and someone mentions 100 words and a lot is derived from it, it means the second person is an efficient communicator. So it's not just about the words, it's about the effectiveness of what you say. So let's put that at the back of our mind. Some of us can talk a lot and then a very little can be derived from it, while some can say so little and then a lot can be derived from it. So let's just put that at the back of our mind. Now, talking about the IT industry with respect to communication, while technical skills are important, soft skills, like I mentioned earlier on, are also essential for career development in IT. Employers are looking for IT professionals with strong communication and collaboration and leadership skills. So let's not just focus on the technical skills I mentioned in my second subtopic, but also build up the soft skills of leadership, communication, and so on and so forth. Improve your soft skills. So how do I get to improve my soft skills? What are the digital tools that I can use? Back then, when I finished my secondary school, I know of so many universities back then that can give you admission into engineering with a pass in English. It used to be the trend back then, but now no longer the case because JAM will not even allow that. So, but I know that the concept back then is that science students are not very good in communication, especially written English, so that's why they can give them admission into 100 level with a pass in English for them to remedy it in the remedials program of that school. That was the trend back then during my days. However, I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that. You can develop your communication skills even if you are what is the most difficult engineering of our today's world. Even if you are engineer in that field, communication is essential. Very, very important. So now I think this is why talking about communication skills, a particular digital tool has been developed. I know a lot of us, because of the plagiarism in most of Nigerian universities, it's really baffling, to be honest with you. Let me dwell a little bit off topic, whereby you see Nigerian universities, public universities of renowned stay, talking about, I'm not referring to them in particular, but talking about the ABUs areas, the OAUs, the UNSUKAs, and so on and so forth. You see such universities whereby graduates upon graduation can write programs and without those, can write projects and theses without those projects and theses passing the plagiarism software. A lot of it happens. And even in my alma mater, Abakar University, is the case. How can you write a paper or write, how do you call it, or write a project or a thesis or even a research work, and it doesn't pass through the plagiarism software? It's foolhardy. I've been to so many computer business centers whereby you see people typing project. The project is by the side, and a final year student just brought another person's project from Unimate. He's about to graduate from University of Jos. He went to Unimate's library, borrowed another project that was written 10 years ago, and just goes there and it will be typed word for word. The only thing that will be changed is the preliminary pages. And then he submits, and because there is no proper plagiarism software for those institutions to test the plagiarism level, the project passes through. So some of our projects are, we are just regurgitating rubbish in most of our universities, and this is why we make very little progress with respect to, new innovations, new initiatives, and so on and so forth. So this is something that we really need to put at the back of our minds. So communication is key, and this is why we now have plagiarism software all over on the internet. You can talk of Grammarly. If you are making a presentation, you have developed an app, and you brought the app to present to a company who can develop it to the next level and pay you for your services. If you cannot communicate properly, a lesser app can pass through and get accepted more than yours because you did not properly communicate what your app can do. So it's very, very key. It's very, very important for you to develop this soft skill of making presentations, not just making presentation, but making it effectively to really drive home the message. Yeah, some of us started, somebody like me, right from my secondary school, I was the president of debate and literary committee, association of my secondary school. So right from childhood, I've been debating on so many different platforms, and this gave me that small requirement, so to say, for me to be able to stand before a crowd of 1,000, whatever number of people are, and make a presentation on the field I know I'm comfortable in making. Right now, I cannot make an in-depth or technical presentation on IT to a professional level. But if it is on a business level, because I have the background of IT in my first degree and the management and administration level at my higher degrees, I'm very, very comfortable in making the business communication with respect to ICT. So probably this brings us to teamwork and ethic again. If you are not so good, you are very good in coding and developing apps, but you are not very good in making a presentation with respect to app. Doesn't that tell you that you need to collaborate and build a work ethic with somebody who is very comfortable in that field, but has a little of background in ICT? So that way, when you develop, you work hand in hand with him, communicating properly and effectively, as well as efficiently, to develop an app to an extent whereby you can now go to a company and he makes the business presentation of what you have developed as an IT engineer or somebody who is very good in coding. So that says a lot with respect to that. So Grammarly, we have Quillbolt that can help you in, paraphrasing whatever you write. So these are communication digital tools that are readily available on our old good internet. So take advantage of that, talking about the digital tools with respect to developing your soft skills. The last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, is talking about you continue to develop yourself regularly at intervals. Don't sit back. The moment you sit back, those that are behind you will take advantage of you, no matter how good you are. When we were kids in primary school and secondary school, we have read the story of what the tortoise and the rabbit. Rabbit, we all know they are very, very fast, while the tortoise, we know he is very, very slow. Even though the motive of that story is slow and steady wins the race. I don't think that is applicable in our today's world momentarily, but I'm trying to change the moral of that story. The moral of that story that even if you are good, continue to be good, rather than saying slow and steady wins the race. These days, a patient dog eats no bone. You don't get to see the bone at all. It is taken away from you. A patient dog has to also be good technically and has to develop himself before he can eat some bone, not only a bone, but a bone with some meat on it, So if you are good, develop your skills. So talking about the rabbit and tortoise story, if you are good, you are very fast, don't relax. The rabbit made the mistake of relaxing under the tree and the tortoise came and passed him. So always ensure that you keep yourself on your toes to develop your skills. What you are already good in, try to develop it even further to become better, and from better, make it best to the best of your ability. If you are not good on another field, don't just discard it and say, there is no point in me dwelling into that field because I'm already not good. No, I believe everybody is good at anything. It only takes you to put in your best in that and you will excel definitely without a doubt. So you can teach technical aptitude, but soft skills are another story entirely. It's much harder to get feedback on your soft skills. Okay, sorry, I'm going back to, I think I'm going back to the previous topic. When you keep practicing, keep developing yourself, you can surely and definitely improve your skills. So just like I was saying, when I graduated for my first degree, the most trending topic is C++. Now, trending program was C++ back then. We had the C, and then from the C, someone developed even a better level to C++, and so on and so forth. But it's no longer the game changer right now. So if I used to be good, I know I used to write so much programs back then in C++ programming, but it has developed now. When I go to any company and I said I use C++ programming to develop, the professionals in that field not even give me any time to finish the presentation because they know there are better and more effective programs that can deliver whatever I've written at a higher level than the C++ program, even though it's still, in some quarters, some are still using it, but it's no longer the game changer, so to say. So the point is, if you used to be good in a C++, try to develop to the next level. Somebody like me, talking about someone like me. And if probably an excellent person in Python or Java or whatever, try to see that you develop yourself to the next level. That is when you will always be at par with the people in the same industry with you. One thing with the ICT industry is there are so many people at almost the same skill set in the industry trying or aspiring to really make it through, to break through. So you will have to be on the top of your game for you to excel and accelerate your career in the ICT industry. Now, this brings me somewhat to the end of my presentation, but I have a last topic that I would like to chip in is talking about knowing yourself. You have to know yourself. Definitely, those four sets subtopics I touched on are very, very essential. However, it is paramount for you to know your level, for you to know how you can improve, for you to know your inner self. It's key for you to, accelerate your level. This doesn't have any digital tool, so to say. I think it's just coined from my ability to look inwards to myself and know my limits. And then talking about knowing your limits, you cannot just aspire to be the best in a day. So at that instance, you have a limitation. So look inwards, don't invest your hard-earned resources into something that you know you don't have the capacity or the ability or the technical know-how for you to excel in that field. When you do that, you may end up wasting your resources and not achieving the desired result. So look inward, it's always very, very key. Answer the question, what do I most enjoy doing? What do I enjoy doing the most? And where do I get the most energy in my work? Look inwards. You are the only one that can tell yourself the honest truth about what you can do. And when you do that, without a doubt, I promise you, it will help in accelerating your capability in whichever industry you work. So conclusively, I know that the talk was supposed to be 25 minutes, but I was told that I can extend a little bit because the co-presenter is not the co-presenter is unavoidably absent today. So this is why I took the time to give in-depth details with respect to what I've just discussed. I have a paper that I wrote with regards to today's presentation, and I think we will have the information of all those that are present here today, or I'll send it to Mr. Alhassan Bala and our host today, and then they can share it with the whole of the participants that are with me. Career development in IT, conclusively, career development in IT requires a combination of technical and soft skills, networking and mentorship. Invest your time into learning new skills and extending. You will have to extend your professional network, and these activities will help you not only build your career in ICT, but it will help you to accelerate it to the next level. Thank you so very much for giving me the time to make this presentation. I'm really, really happy to share the little I have with respect to accelerating one's career, and as well as let me put it at this level, a little bit shallow knowledge with respect to in-depth analysis with regard to ICT and what it has to offer. Thank you so very much. I'll be very, very excited to be invited to the next talk. It mustn't be in this field. I think I have quite a lot to share, and I derive a lot of pleasure in ensuring that the little I know, I share it with those that it can help towards their respective careers. So thank you so very much, Bincom. It's a pleasure being one of the co-presenters of the event today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mutala. I mean, this has been quite an impressive, exhilarating session. I learned a lot myself. I learned the art of networking. I learned the art of mentoring. I learned a lot of staying updated with the relevant skills. So you're not too outdated, but all around you're informed. So just to add briefly to what Mr. Mutala has mentioned, I'll be listing out some few tools or digital tools that could help us accelerate our tech career growth. For skill development, you might want to look at Coursera, Udacity, LinkedIn Learning, EDX, Udemy as well. These are where you can get you can get specializations, degrees. They teach different skills. It doesn't have to be tech related, but you can literally find any course on any of this platform. For coding and development, you might want to explore tools like GitHub, a platform for version control and collaborative software development, Stack Overflow, Lead Code, CodePen, etc. There are a lot more, so you can do your own research. It doesn't end here. You can always do your own research so you're more informed. For networking, you might want to create an account on LinkedIn. LinkedIn opens you to a platform of professionals where you can network with industry peers and potential employers. It's also an avenue for you to get jobs. LinkedIn, people list employers list their jobs on LinkedIn, so you can take this as an advantage. Also, Twitter, Slack, and other mentoring platform, networking platforms. You might want to try joining other tech communities. This is also an avenue for you to network. Go for tech events, attend tech events, or anything related to your field. These are avenues for you to network with other people. For job searching as a techie, you might want to use Indeed, Glassdoor, LinkedIn as well, Jobberman, etc. So you can also still do your search on this to help you do and to enable you work remotely. You might want to use Zoom, you might want to use Microsoft Teams, Trello, Asana, and a lot of project management tools that can help you stay organized while doing your work remotely. So feel free to check online and explore the different digital tools that could ease and accelerate your tech career. Thank you so much. So moving on, I'm going to just do a little talk again on the Bincom Global Tech Program. So if you have interest in this particular program, do well to show indication of interest or register for this program. So please let me share my screen again. Okay. So we have the Bincom Global Tech Program. It's a forward-thinking initiative that is designed for individuals who aspire to excel in the world of technology. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner in the tech industry, or you have a passion for coding, or you're an experienced professional looking to upskill. This program is built on three key pillars: learn a skill, gain exposure, gain experience. And this program is also crafted to meet your unique needs and also help you elevate your tech journey. So you will choose this program because of our versatile curriculum. Our program covers a wide range of courses, ranging from software development, includes front end, back end, graphics design, UI UX design, data science, DevOps, etc. We also have world-class instructor. You get to learn from industry experts and seasoned professionals who will bring real world experience to the classroom. We have practical learnings. We get to do hands-on experience through projects. We do hackathons and industry relevant assignments to enable you do well as a techie in this program. Opportunity for you to network globally. It's a global program, so you get to connect with your fellow tech enthusiasts, mentors, professionals. You get to expand your network, and this could open doors for you and also help bring exciting opportunities to you. Career support, innovative technologies. We have a package that enables you build your idea or build a product or launch your tech startup, and that's our Labs by Bincom. All of this is part of this global tech program. Why should you join, or who are the people that can join this program? Tech enthusiasts. You can be a student, you can be a graduate. You don't need to have 100% coding experience or tech experience. You can be a fresh person in it, and this program is still for you. You want to switch your career from whatever it is to a career in tech. This program is for you. You're an IT professional looking to upskill. This program is for you. You're an entrepreneur looking to gather more tech skills. This program is for you as well. So please do well to check the link in the chat as I'll be dropping it. You can also go back to our previous messages and you'll still find the link for you to register and show indication of interest in this program. All right, so without wasting so much time again, we will move on to the Q&A session. So if you have any question, please let me know. You can unmute, raise your hand, unmute and speak. I'll call you, or you can drop them in the chat and I will ask those questions. So first question we have on our list, Mr. Mutala, is the first question would ask is, how can I tailor my learning path to stay aligned with the current industry trends and demands, especially as someone who just got into tech?
Okay, thank you very much for that's a very good question, to be candid. For you, and if you can remember, during the course of my presentation, I did touch on one, remaining in touch. Keep the last part I talked about is keep practicing. So when you keep practicing, it enables you to be in touch with the new trends in your industry. Now, if you are all about programming, just like we mentioned, one of the digital tools is for you to take advantage of the LinkedIn profile. There is a section for those who are into networking. Let's say, for instance, you are someone who is into networking. If you are within that cycle, whatever new trend that has been created in the networking cycle, it will be discussed either as a forum, in a forum, or whatever. It will give you the opportunity for you to keep in touch with the new global trends and what is happening in your industry. So it's key for you, in order for you to keep in touch, first for you to develop, keep in touch. When you keep in touch, you will learn about the new growing trends. When you know about those new growing trends, you can put it within the cycle of your links to ensure that you have someone that can give you an idea of what that new trend is all about. So without any further ado, I think to directly answer your question is remain in touch with the cycle of professionals within your industry. Talking about the mentorship as well, if your mentor is someone that is still active in the industry, is someone that you can easily reach out to if the person is reachable. I'm not talking about the Elon Musks and the Dangotes. Probably getting in touch with them will be very, very difficult. But if it is someone that is renowned to a certain level within that industry and you want to get in touch, or you can post. Some of our mentors don't really like speaking over the phone. Some of us make the mistake of trying to call someone and speak with someone. It's very, very difficult for a busy professional. But if you can quickly shoot an email, some of them have people who are professional, readily available in that field to answer to such inquiries and questions regarding the field of industry. So you call trend. Sometimes, let's take, for instance, there is a new innovation in the field of networking. And probably, let's take, for instance, the Bill Gates and whatever, or Microsoft is one of those that that kind of created that particular new trend in the industry. If you are following them on one of the social medias, definitely it will be discussed in one of the platforms. So always keep in touch, keep alive, be alive within the cycle of professionals that you are linked with. Definitely, if any new trend comes into the industry, you will be informed, and they can give you links whereby you can read more and understand more on how to learn and get knowledgeable, get good knowledge that will help enhance you as a professional to accelerate your growth in the industry. So keeping in touch is simply the right way to answer to your question.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I think that has actually answered my question. So the next question we have here is, how can I leverage my strengths to stand out in my field, and what strategies can I employ to address my weaknesses?
Very good. This is why I said I'm very sure those 4 subheadings I really gave will really answer most of our questions that we have, that I envisage will be asked. Now, in order for you to know what you are very good at, is when you look inwards. Remember the last topic, it's a subheading, but I did not put it among the first 4. I said, know thyself. Know thyself. Definitely in the course of your professional career, you will know what you are capable of, what you know you can excel in. And then there are those that, yes, even though you aspire to get to that level, you are not at that level yet. To a high professional level, you'll have to bid your time to get there. You can accelerate you can, sorry, I had a glitch in my network. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I had a glitch in my network. Sorry, a call was coming through. So you cannot make a high jump from where you are to the high level professional stage. So definitely you have to bid your time. And the way you can do that is by knowing what you are capable of. So making a huge jump can really let you to come crashing down. So talking about weaknesses, how do I develop my weaknesses? Again, I will refer you back to mentorship. I will refer you back to your connection, your network. Because if you have a weakness, your weakness can be the next person's strength, and your strength can be the next person's weakness. So when you have a loop of professionals that you are engaged with actively in the course of your professional development and your careers, respective careers, definitely you can engage someone who has a very good ability in what you are weak in. And that person can really proffer certain advices, not necessarily direct solutions, because some of our weakness, we do not have direct solutions to some of our weakness. And sometimes we need to understand that. Some of us are built, remember when I was talking about communication, I did mention some of us are naturally not good in what? Speaking. They are naturally reserved. Nobody is born to be reserved. But nobody builds up a career and decides to, I will be reserved, I will not talk. It's mostly, most of those that are reserved are born with that nature, not to be very, very loud, or not to be talkative, or not to talk much. They only say a little. However, they know a lot, probably. So the idea is some of our weaknesses are inbuilt. We were born with it. However, that doesn't mean you cannot overcome it. It can only work. To be honest with you, I cannot just tell you that this is the solution for you to overcome your weakness. But when you engage with someone that is very, very good in what you are weak in, he can give you advices. You can learn probably from his utterances or from his ways professionally for you to know, okay, probably what he does in such situations is what can be able to allow me to really overcome my weakness that he is good at, or he is part of his strengths. So talking about weaknesses, clearly I can tell you, even in management, there is no direct solution to some of our weaknesses. Some we have direct solution, but some it's advices and the particular trend you are moving in, that will define the next step that will help you overcome that weakness. So some of us, again, is the stage we are at in our lives. Probably you can develop a weakness from losing a loved one. There are many of us that developed a weakness simply because we lost a loved one. There is no direct solution that anyone can give you to overcome that weakness, but with time, with engagement, you can overcome such weaknesses. So my direct answer to your weaknesses, the person that asked this question, is try as much as possible to engage. When you engage, it can help you to overcome your weakness. And our weaknesses are peculiar. I can be shy in communication. I'm Mr. A, I'm shy in communication. Mr. B is also shy in communication. But probably what made me to be shy in communication is different from what made Mr. B to be shy in communication. So you see, virtually, what will help me overcome my weakness of communication will entirely be different from what will help Mr. B to overcome that same problem of shy in communication. But the reasons that made us to be shy in communication are different. So this is why the solutions as well will probably be different. So when we engage with people with similar weaknesses, or people who have strength in those aspects we are weak in, that is where we can find solution to overcome our weaknesses. So always put that in at the back of your mind. Some of our weaknesses are peculiar to us as individuals, while in some cases it can be the same. However, solutions, because we are distinctly different persons, the solution to our weaknesses can differ even if we have the same weakness. So sometimes, yes, look inwards. Sometimes engage. These are all you need to put 1, 2, or 3 steps or methods to overcome your weaknesses. So that's my answer to that question.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, sir. So I think there's one more question here, and the question is, accelerate our career, whether it's tech or in other industries. We have what we call burnout. We could get overwhelmed most of the time. So how can we maintain a healthy work-life balance while pursuing our career growth?
Thank you again. That's another very important question, and it's very, very key, to be honest with you. Sometimes as individuals, subconsciously, we dwell off and become very slow in progressing because we have overwhelmed ourselves with the quest to really accelerate and develop fast. Let me repeat myself. Sometimes as individuals, because we have this penchant need, the quest for me to attain a certain level of professionalism in a very short time, we overwhelm ourselves so much so that subconsciously we are even slower than we could have probably been. So yes, it's always good for you to task yourself, to push yourself to really move up the ladder, but you have to, it's a fine line. It's a fine line between you really accelerating, but subconsciously you are not really making any progress. I would like to be very good in Java. I want to be very good in networking. You want to be jack of all trades. There's a reason why they say that you'll be master of none. So yes, you have a little of this, little of that, and little of this, but then you are no specialist in any of those fields because you have overwhelmed yourself at the same time momentarily trying to accelerate yourself to the next level. So you have to really ensure that, remember the word I said, know thyself, know what you can accommodate. Yeah, probably I can look at my mentor. He did this, he did that, he did this, he did that at the same time, and look at where he is. I'm a different person from that mentor that I'm aspiring to be. Yes, it's good for you to follow his steps, but you do not know the advantages he has that propelled him to that level in a very short time that you probably don't have. And this could be financials. Some of those that have made it today, even the Dangote that is the richest black man in the world today, he got loan from his parents who were wealthy for him to start his business. So some of us don't have that opportunities, you understand? So yes, even though you aspire to be the next Dangote, but the truth of the matter is you will have to be conscious of the fact that probably you don't have the same opportunities that he had or he has up to now. You know, some of the richest people in the world did it on their own, while we know that today in Nigeria, at least the government do used to assist Dangote in reaching where he reached. Today, he has built the third biggest refinery in the world, but it is thanks to the federal government of Nigeria. So do you have that opportunity if you aspire to be the richest black man in the world? So sometimes it's not, yeah, you can have a mentor, somebody you look up to, but then also be conscious, do I have the opportunities that he had or he still have for me to get to his level? So that is very, very key and it's essential, you know? So we should be conscious of that as well. So for us to, get to where we want to get to, we should look inwards and know thyself. Know thyself. Can I accommodate all this that I need to do? Or do I need to talk to patience? Or do I need to talk to comfort? I'm referring to these names because they make sense with respect to knowing yourself. Patience, you need patience. Comfort, you need to be comfortable where you are in order to be able to accommodate all you want to do at the same time. So yes, there's a person, I know patience and comfort are names to our female counterparts. So look into that. There's a reason why I mentioned patience and comfort. So look into patience. Do you have a friend patience? Even if you don't have a friend named patience, but try to ensure that, yes, you have the patience to accommodate all that you need to do in order not to overwhelm yourself. Then do you have the comfort? When I talk of comfort, I'm talking about so many other things, not just the comfort of being comfortable, but the comfort of having the resources you need in order to accommodate all that you need to accommodate in order not to overwhelm yourself. Now, let's take, for instance, you are a very good programmer. You have the coding skills to develop an app that is probably huge. and then you don't have the resources. So you said, okay, let me go and source for the resources. So you'll be going to the senator in your states or in your region, you are going to the governor of you. So you are doing all these runarounds, but you have forgot to keep yourself abreast with the coding skills or the trend with respect to coding, because you are overwhelmed running, sourcing for funds in order for you to do what you need to do. So this is what I mean by being talking to comfort or talking to someone named patience, in order for you to be able to accommodate all you need to accommodate in order to get to that level. And then lastly, let's also be conscious that on work without play makes Jack a dull boy. I think this is a proverb since when we were in kindergarten, they have been singing in our ears that you have to take time off your busy schedule to do the fun activities that you like doing. That also plays a huge role in resetting your brain, which is the faculty that does all the work you need to do, and reset your physical well-being in order for you to excel. So apart from being overwhelmed, try to always ensure that you take time off to refresh and reset. So these are the things you need to do in order to prevent yourself from being overwhelmed towards accelerating your growth, not only in the tech career like the question I asked, but also in every other industry. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that, sir. That was a very good one. Now, from the audience, please, do you have any question you would like to ask or any contribution so we can move forward? Any question, any contribution? All right. Okay, in the absence of none, we will call it a day. Thank you so much for being a part of this session. It has been a very exciting, informative, educating one. And I'm sure we all learned a thing or two from this particular session. So please, it doesn't end here by just knowing them or listening to it. It also involves you applying it to your daily activities. Everything that you've learned today should not just end here. You should be able to apply it in what you do in your career and see how it will work. And then not just applying, you keep iterating, you keep finding other ways to do better. You keep improving on those skills you've got. You keep finding other platforms that you can get mentoring from. I listed out a few platforms that we could get that could aid us with or digital tools that we could use to improve our career in terms of skill development. You might want to take courses on Coursera, Udacity, Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, EDX, etc. There are a whole lot, so you can do your own research on it. If you want to venture into coding, those are also some other skills that you can explore, or a Bincom Academy program, which gives you a Montessori approach into different tech career skill sets. So do well to check the link in the chat. I have shared relevant links for you. You can register for our Bincom Academy program. This will put you on an edge, or you register for our global tech program where you don't just get these skills, you can also gain experience, and we can also help give you this exposure. The links has already been shared in this chat, so do well to check them out, register, and we'll follow up with you. Thank you so much for being a part of this particular session, and I learned a lot. I'm excited about this event, and I hope you did as well. Do have a lovely weekend. Thank you.